I'm Anni Beukes. I'm at the University of Bonn, and in my other life, I work with communities affiliated to Slum Dwellers International on producing and generating data on slums and informal settlements, how I like to call it, on cities in the global south, specifically in sub-Saharan Africa. And so my question really sort of emerges from that journey. So last year in April, we were walking in Freetown in Sierra Leone with Louis and some other colleagues, and we saw all of these flooding adaptations that communities were, that people were doing to their houses. So they were raising the foundations, they were putting tires, they were putting sandbags. And Louis said, we should map that. And so we did that. And then, and it also sort of, and the other end of that question is, and I think it's important to acknowledge the researchers and associates who work with us on the field, was this one morning in February, my colleague and friend, Joanna Kane, who lives in an informal settlement called Cockle Bay in Freetown, I needed something from her, and then she leaves me this long voice note telling me, I'm so sorry, I couldn't get to you. I had to travel across the city to see my mother this morning. We are cleaning the drainages in our community, and she sent me all these videos and photos of them being sort of like knee deep in the trenches, literally picking up garbage and cleaning the drainages, because last year this particular settlement had really bad flooding. So there's a lot about, but I enter this conversation also as trying to be academic, and so I look at infrastructure and informal settlements and trying to think about, and so I think I situate myself in the school where infrastructure is a socio-technical relationship, that this is all about like how things and people work together to create infrastructure in the city. And also that how these infrastructures now under specific conditions of climate stress, are these infrastructure systems in cities actually that exist in slums and informal settlements, the places that Joanna lives in, do they support collective adaptation, or are they just increasingly still going to intensify household level precarity and self-provisioning? So this is maybe not so conceptually new as a question, but methodologically I think we can generate, and we should, and we are able to create the kinds of data that we now need to be able to make this distinction, and also how to then compare this over space. So it's trying to take the question of informality away from this separation of housing, infrastructure, and livelihoods, but really looking at informality as a very specific urban form, one which is really representing itself increasingly in cities across Africa, especially sub-Saharan Africa, as we've also seen from the Million Neighborhoods map work that Louis has been doing. So how do we actually understand this as an urban form? How do we look at when climate stress happens? Do the infrastructures that are there, do they help people to adapt? Does it increase their capacity for adaptation, or does it really just put more stress on them? And that because when climate stress happens, it actually shows us, it reorganizes how space, livelihoods, all of these things happen in informal settlements. And so, yeah, that's my sort of open, wide question. Can we get there?